All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of JonnyG in the morning. I just want to make sure I get this out here. I've been kind of slacking on the podcast. We did have the last one actually with Taylor Vandy. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you go check that one out. That's the last one that was on Streamers in Depth. A lot of people were excited to hear that one, mainly because there was a situation in her life where she ended up in a sex cult, and I got to sit and talk to her a little bit. I had some people, kind of bummed. I didn't get to ask all of the questions that I wanted to ask simply because there was a point during the interview with her where I could tell the demeanor changed a little bit. I could see a lot of issues were coming up, and I didn't want to sit there and continue to push and make her relive everything that was going on. So if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you go check that interview out with Taylor Vandy on Streamers in Depth. But this right here is JonnyG in the morning. This episode that I want to talk about, it's simply of remakes that are happening with movies now. And I have a huge issue because I was super excited and pumped. I saw the trailer for the new Wrong Turn that was coming out. And let me tell you something, all right? I have loved the entire, and I mean entire, Wrong Turn series that has happened from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could tell, after the second one. The second one, they kind of went a little bit more of a sci-fi, which I get. It was like the budget was a little bit lower. The special effects weren't the greatest. But, it's Wrong Turn. I love the first one. It was a great thing. If you guys haven't seen Wrong Turn is simply about inbred cannibals that anyone that goes into their woods or in their territory, they're going to come and get you, all right? They're going to trap you. They're going to harass you. They're going to torture you, and they're eventually going to eat you, and even in some of them, they breed with you. All right, they're incest cannibals. They're trying to keep their family going. It's a great series, and I watched the brand new Wrong Turn that came out here in 2021. It just got released yesterday, and of course, I watched it that day. They did have a showing, I want to say it was somewhere in January 26th, I believe it was, where you could see it in the theaters for like one day. And then they waited for people to actually, you could buy. I bought it on YouTube. I bought it on there. I paid the $10 because I was like, you know what? I love the Wrong Turn franchise. I was super excited to watch this one because the trailer alone was like, oh my God, they are doing something special here. And I want to say in the trailer, I thought it said they brought back the original writer. I would have to check that out again, but I want to say they brought back one of the original writers. As I'm looking at it now, they did not bring back the original director. The original director of the 2003 Wrong Turn was Rob Schmidt, all right? I actually have it up here right now. And now the new director is Mike P. Nelson. Mike P. Nelson, or whoever wrote this, I have an issue. I have an issue with you, all right? So let me kind of run through what this new Wrong Turn film presents to you. I will do the spoiler alert for you. If you're not sure you want to watch it, I will give you a brief little insight of what this movie is. If you were a fan of the franchise, of the series, whatever you want to call it, if you were a fan of the first Wrong Turn, let me tell you, you are about to be disappointed in this new Wrong Turn that they came out. So, let's start off. Trailer. You don't get to see what's happening to everybody. You see them get caught in traps. You see these people go out in the woods. So you're thinking in your mind, right? You're just like, oh my God, here we go, another Wrong Turn. They are going back to their roots. This is gonna be fucking awesome. Movies nowadays, the effects are great. The effects were fine. I will give you a 9 out of 10 on your special effects, on your goriness. I will give you that. What happens in this Wrong Turn? And it plays with your emotions a little bit. It does. I'm going to have a cigarette right now because I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to get pretty upset about it. So, here, all right, just give me a second here. Anyways, Wrong Turn 2021. You played with my emotions. Excited? I got it. I'm watching it. Turns out, all right, this is gonna be a really good Wrong Turn movie, right? These kids show up. They have, I think it's 3 couples. They have 3 couples that they're on this road trip. They're gonna go on this trail. They're gonna go hiking. They're gonna experience the wilderness, and they're all college students. I don't remember if it was that they graduated or they are going to graduate. I think they just wanted to kind of do a thing together, before they all went their own separate ways, right? Like a lot of movies. Oh, we got to get the band back together. We got to get the friends back together before we all go off and do our own thing. We're all going to start families. We're all going to go move to fucking New Hampshire. We're going to go do this. Oh, you're going to be in New Hampshire? I'm going to go to L.A. So they all get together. They end up, of course, in this little small hick town where they're not accepted, right? They go to a bar, and everyone just notices right away that they're not from around there. They have older people there. You can tell that they're the townsies, the barflies. They're giving them a hard time about, oh, you fucking Gen Z motherfuckers coming in here, and you guys are the problem with the world, and all of this great stuff that you can picture in every single movie that happens. And so they're in this bar scene. They kind of school the people on like, oh yeah, well, I'm a doctor, or I'm gonna be a doctor, and I can tell you right now that your eyes are yellow, and you should really go get checked out by a doctor. So they kind of school them, right? They make them feel stupid, and then you think like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Now you're pissing off the town people. And then they went to go stay at this like a bed and breakfast type thing, and she's asking what they're doing, and they're gonna go out, and we're gonna go out on the trails, and she's like, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, stay on the trails, do not go off the path, because if you go off the path, there's some dangerous things out in the woods that can get you. And they don't say like it's people they're gonna get you. They say more like, oh, it's the wilderness. They have coyotes out there, they have wolves out there, bears out there. They're gonna go out and get you. So, of course, thank you for the advice, and they all kind of go off to bed, and then you start the next scene. The girl's running through the town, and she sees this ratty young girl like making these bracelets, and oh my god, like those bracelets are really nice. And then there's this little creepy girl that's like staring at her, and she goes, oh hi, like I'm Jennifer, and then she runs away, and she has this brief little interaction with these people. And then all of a sudden, they're going to go out hiking. Well, of course, in any movie, they come to a path. Hey, we should stay on this path. The old lady told us that we should not get off the trail because there's a dangerous thing out here. Well, of course, one guy's like, oh, hey, I need to go this way, or I want to go this way. Like, you guys are more than welcome. I'll meet up with you later. And, of course, the whole group goes, right? So the whole group goes, and all of a sudden, one person, like, trips on a trap or something like that, and they all look up. This fucking log comes rolling down, and they all have to dodge it. The one guy, complete fucking asshole, don't remember what his name was, pretty much like pushes his girlfriend out of the, like, hey, I gotta get the fuck out of the way. Like, if it hits you, I guess it hits you. I'm not too worried or concerned about it. So this thing rolls down. You see a guy get crushed. All right, you see the camera kind of go onto his face. The tree hit him. And then it kind of goes to, they're all kind of coming to, and the girl right away was like, oh my god, like, Billy, you fucking asshole, like, you just pushed me and just left me. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, I'll never do that again. Well, of course, he fucking does it again later. So they see their friend dead, which, by the way, was a very, very good effect that they had in there. But in reality, they got over it pretty quick. They're just like, we got to keep moving. We got to go do this. There's nothing we can do. And the other partner is just devastated, but they're devastated for like 5 minutes. And then it shows them walking down the trail, and then it kind of hits them again of like, all right, I guess I'll say it. Like, it's because of you that, he's dead. And then they kind of get into, hey guys, we can't argue. We can't do this. We got to make sure we get out of here. We have to go get help. And then all of a sudden, These guys, they're running for some reason, and one guy trips, and he's in a trap. There's a chain that's somehow wrapped around his leg, and all of a sudden it gets tighter, and it starts pulling him, and you're like, oh fuck, here we go. The inbreds got him. They're gonna get him, and they're pulling him. And they pull him down in this hole, right? Nobody can see him. Everyone's yelling his name. Oh, I gotta go down. I gotta go get him. And then they're like, we have to go get help, guys. We have to. We're sorry. We have to leave him. We gotta go. We're gonna mark this little area, and we'll come back to it. So they all kind of go, and they're like camping out, and all of a sudden they wake up. Their cell phones are gone, and some girl's been seeing kind of images of like people following them around in the woods, and she's like, oh my god, like I saw this person like outside the tent. Magically, everybody's cell phone is gone. They don't have any equipment anymore. One girl is just completely gone. They couldn't find her. We have to go find her, and they go running around, and turns out, when the guy gets caught in the trap and goes, they bump into her again, and it's just like, oh my god, like I just went to go pee, and I came back, and you guys are all gone. Well, now your boyfriend's gone. We don't know where he is. We have to go out. We have to go get some help. And then it kind of gets you excited. You see them go into this really abandoned old barn, and you see all these cell phones. You see all this camping equipment, and you're like, oh, shit, that's where they are. The hillbillies are fucking there. And then you see these people dressed up in like animal skin, and they got shit on their face, like masks. They have a mask on their face. And you're like, oh, okay, they're going to hide their faces right now. So you don't get to see what these inbreds look like, right? So they're carrying this guy like you would, like if they were he was a rotisserie chicken is pretty much what it was. They had him fucking strung up, feet up, hands up, on a board or on a piece of wood, and they're carrying him like they're about to throw him on the fire. Like you remember Pirates of the Caribbean, where Johnny Depp, they had him over the fire. They had him hanging there from a log. It's pretty much what it looked like, right? So they're carrying him through, and they see him. The one guy, he has to go play the hero. He's like, oh my god, like that's our buddy. We have to go get him. He runs out there with an axe, right? He confronts them. He's like, hey, set our buddy down. And they do. They comply. They set the guy down. Well, they throw him, and they start speaking in this weird language that is not. You could tell it's just like, oh, like an old school town kind of made up their own language. And they're like trying to explain themselves. And you're like, okay, they're not attacking them. I remember in the old Wrong Turn movies, like, dude, you walk up to them, they don't care. They're shooting you with arrows. They got fucking hatchets. They're going to throw it at you. And I thought this guy's going to run up, and all of a sudden these guys are going to pull out some hatchets and just chop this dude up. That didn't happen. So they throw the guy off to the side. They're trying to explain themselves. And then the guy that got thrown takes the hood off his head. He takes a big-ass branch, bashes this dude's head in, right? Bashes his head in. Everyone's like looking like, oh, my God. It goes in that slow-mo like, what the fuck just happened? Why are you doing that? Well, first of all, self-defense, right? Like, if I got hog-tied up and people were carrying me, I would think they're about to eat me, too. I'm in the fucking Bob-a-Bilt somewhere, and they're about to eat my ass. I'm going to come up swinging. So that all happens. They look where the other guy was at. He's gone. The other guy that was help carrying him, he is gone. They killed this guy, right? So now there's like, we really have to get the fuck out of here. And as they're leaving, all of a sudden, all these people that are dressed up just like they are in these animal skins and these masks, they come up like out of the fucking ground, right? They are all camouflaged in. They are about to get fucked. So they start running. And this is where this guy's an asshole again to his girlfriend. He runs so far ahead of her, and she's yelling his name. I don't remember his name. I don't remember. I'm just going to call him Billy, just for sake of it. She's like, oh, my God, Billy, like, slow down. You got to help me. And he's fucking gone. I'm talking like the Bolt. He's fucking gone. So he runs. All of a sudden, she falls in a hole. Naturally. He turns around, And he's like, oh, my God, what happened? She's impaled. This is a trap. She's impaled. She's reaching up for him. Like, you got to help me. You got to help me. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know what to do. And he's doing, like, the crying thing. And he can't reach down and grab her. He's like, I got to go get help. I'll be right back. And she's like, don't you dare leave me. No, I got to go. I'll be back. She's like, fucking Billy, don't you leave me. Well, what does this guy do? He fucking takes off running. And then you see one of the people come up in their mask still. And you're like, I still haven't seen these fuckers' faces. I am waiting to see the inbreds' faces. Nope. Pulls back. Bow and arrow. Boom. Right between the eyes, right? And you're like, okay, all right. This is getting good. I really wish that I could see their face because I kind of want to see what these inbred cannibals look like in this movie. So she dies, obviously. Then as they're running, they end up getting kind of surrounded, knocked out. Next scene, they're kind of hog-tied up, and they're each in their own little cell, and they just drop them down a bucket of water with an apple in there to, like, feed them. And then all of a sudden they let them out and, like, all right, now you got to come with us. They put hoods over them or, like, little bags over their heads so they can't see where they're going. And you're like, okay. So the girl that leads them is the girl that was making the bracelets that was in the town. So you're like, okay, shit. What does she have to do with these inbreds? There's something going on with this town and something going on with what's happening in the woods. So I'm kind of getting into it, right? I'm like, all right, here we go. Now she's going to bring them to the leader. It's going to be like that old guy where he was actually the father of all the inbreds, but he was always in town. He was, like, communicating with people, giving them directions, giving them the wrong directions, wrong turn, right? So he can feed his youngins. I think I remember him calling them his youngins. So they get brought to this council, which is like a court. And everyone that's walking in, they all start looking. They're normal humans. They're just normal people. Some of them come in with the hoods on, the masks on, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And all of a sudden, main guy takes his fucking mask off. Normal. Just a normal dude. And he's like, all right, I want you guys to know what you are doing right now. You are in court. We need to know what happened. Obviously, the main character girl, she's the one that speaks up first. And then the asshole guy, he's trying to be the tough dude. You know, oh, you killed my girlfriend, blah, blah, and all this stuff. And, you know, he gets slapped across the face real quick. And it's like, I will only let her speak. So, main character, I will let her speak. So he's asking everyone around, what did you see? What happened? And all of a sudden you're like, all right, now it's like fucking Judge Judy up in here. Like, I don't understand. Why are we having a court session? Like, you guys are trapping people and killing people, and now they're in court. So they're asking about, you know, you have traps out there, and we do that to trap animals. Yeah, but the chain pulled him down into a hole. What is that all about? Well, we do that so when we trap like a moose or something, it pulls it down so predators can't get to it. Well, what the fuck is this? Okay, so you guys are you're just living out in the woods in your own community, and I 100% get it. People live that way. I get that. So the whole time I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, where in the fuck are the inbreds? What is happening? So they do their court session. They bring the one guy out. What did you see? Oh, well, I saw all these people out here running around and, like, getting caught in our traps, and, you know, they're on our territory, so we were kind of watching them. They bring out the other dude who apparently was the brother of the guy that got killed, that got his head bashed in by the one guy that's in court. He's like, what did you see? And he explains the whole thing of, you know, he was in our trap and we were going to bring him back to the town and just leave him there so his friends could find him. And then he explained the whole situation of, we are trying to explain to them what happened. And the whole time he's doing this, right? It's not in English. It's their language. So he's explaining it. And the girl's like, oh, my God, what's he saying? And so the one human girl that was the one that let them out of their trap, she's translating. And she's saying everything they're saying. And now they're crying because they know exactly what this guy is saying is 100% true. And they explain this to her. He's like, and he bashed my brother's brains in. And then the main council guy looks at the girl and he's like, is this true? Is this what happened? So she starts crying and she goes, no, that's not what happened. That caught me off guard. So I'm like, bitch, you just got caught. Like, they know what happened. They could see it on your face. That's exactly what happened. So then she tries to do the whole, it was self-defense. We thought, they were going to kill him. He fought back in self-defense. And then they once again explained, well, that's just how we hunt. That's what we do. You guys came into our territory. You're in our territory. So apparently they have some weird thing with this town. Townspeople leave them alone. They leave the townspeople alone. They somehow work together. I don't know. So then it just like cuts back to like weeks beforehand of like this girl's father is trying to get a hold of her. Like, oh, I haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks. I just want to make sure you're okay. Since you left, I just haven't talked to you for a while. So then you find out, okay, that was weeks earlier. And then they decide, they just go right back to the court session. They decide, all right, this guy is found guilty, punishable by death. You guys were involved. You were there. You didn't stop him. So you are now associated with this death. So they bring him out and they make them watch. They lay the guy down on a bed and they have him strapped down. And he's like, I want to hear how he was killed. Once again, he's speaking to the main character girl. And she goes, he was bashed in the head. So obviously he's got something ready to go bash this dude in the head. He brings it out. He like lifts it up to go hit him. And she's like, no, wait. And she's trying to explain herself and explain them. She goes, you don't want to do this. Please don't do this. We're not bad people. That's not how it works in this world. Fucking bam, bam, right? So he fucking bashes the guy's brains in right in front of them. Still, the whole time, where the fuck is the original story happening with Wrong Turn? Where are my inbred cannibals? That's all I want. I want to see that. We are now like halfway through the movie, right? I have yet to see one. So, all of a sudden, he's like, you guys fell in the same fate. I think there's 3 of them left now. There's 3 of them left. So, the guy, there's some punishment chamber that they put them in. He gets this stick and he fucking puts it on fire and it's got the glowing red or it's fucking hot and he like puts it in this one dude's eyes and he pretty much burns these guys' eyes, right? And he throws them in the chamber and all of a sudden he's like, you guys are next. I'm going to get you. And then she's like, oh, no, wait. You don't want to do that. This guy, he's good with his hands. She starts explaining what they can bring to the community, right? And she's like, if you do this, you are giving all of that up. So she explains what this guy can do. He's like a doctor, or he's going to be a doctor. He's an architect. I think it was maybe architect type thing. All of a sudden, he has a change of heart. He's like, all right, well, what can you bring to this community? And then she cries and, she's like, I'm healthy. I can be a good breeder for you. She's like, you can have just me as a person. I know someone here needs a wife. I can give them strong, healthy babies. So right away, he's just like, all right, you guys can be a part of this community now, but you have to devote yourself to the community. Because then it goes, the dad's searching for them, right? The dad that called earlier, he goes to this town. He's asking around. Everyone's like, hey, buddy, if they went up in the woods, you ain't going to find them. I'm telling you that right now. It's just not going to happen. Oh, no, I'm going to find my daughter. So he's just bound and determined he's going to go find his daughter. He gets beat up, and it's like, all right, these people ain't going to help. He goes to the sheriff. The sheriff isn't going to help. The sheriff watches him get beat up. And he just drives away, and he's just like, what the fuck? And he's just bound and determined, I'm going to go. Finally, some lady, she's the one that runs the inn that they were at. She finds him at the bar, and she's like, I can help you. I know someone that knows the woods really well. He can help you track them down. So he has to pay him like $5,000. And then this guy helps him, and he seems really good at it at first, right? He's just like, I know everything about these woods. I know what traps they have out here. So he like right away is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to bring my nephew with me. So he brings like his nephew, and they all go out together, and he's making fun of this dad in his clothes. He's like, you're not going to go out there in that like yellow jumpsuit, are you? He's like, yeah, you might as well put a target on your back. So they go out. First of all, guy's just a badass. And he is like, oh, stop. You're going to stop here. There's a trap. And he cuts the wire, and he's like, yeah, this is the type of trap they're going to catch you in. Well, then his nephew like trips over something, and he like gets stuck in the trap. He's trying to help him. As he's helping him, another trap he triggers, and it falls down on him, kills him right there. You're like, oh, okay. So this guy was a badass for like 5 minutes. Then after that, nope, dad's on his own. Well, dad goes running around, sure shit, runs into the people wearing their masks. They punch him, knock him out. He wakes up in the community. So this poor old guy is just getting his ass beat everywhere he goes, looking for his daughter. Wakes up, he gets shot with an arrow in the arm, and you're like, oh, fuck. All right. Who shot him? Then you see the back of the head of the girl walk, and you're like, oh, it's his daughter. She is now one of them. She has married the leader of this community to give him a child. So now she like runs shit like she's the queen or something like that. And it's only been a couple of weeks, you know. So all of a sudden, she's laying in bed with her husband, and he's like, oh, is that really your father? Because he explained, like, that's my daughter. What do you do with my daughter? And she goes, oh, I've made my choice. Has sex with the old guy again, and then goes to her helping her dad out of his cage, I guess you can call it, or his cell. And then she's like, oh, you know, we got to get you out of here. And he's like, oh, you fucking shot me. She goes, I know, I needed to make it look real, you know. So she's trying to escape. They catch them. They catch her helping him. And then as they're running through the woods, they see all these lights come up, and they're like, oh, fuck, we're definitely caught. Turns out it's the old guys from the bar that beat up the dad, and we're like, you know, we're here to help you. We're not here to hurt you. We thought if we gave you that beating that you would have left, so you wouldn't to come up here. But now we're here to help. All of a sudden, one of them gets hit in the face with a knife, and now they're in a gunfight, and they get him out of there, right? They're out. The one guy actually ended up staying. She ran into him as they were leaving, her and her dad, and she's like, you got to come with us. She's like, no, these people need me here. I'm staying here. Which, by the way, was her boyfriend at the beginning of all of this. That was her boyfriend, and she like left her boyfriend to go give this leader guy a baby. So he's like, they need me here. I'm going to stay. All right. She kisses him goodbye. They leave. Goes to, and this is where there's like 10 minutes left of this movie. And I am so mad. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Not one inbred cannibal has shown up in this movie. How the fuck dare you? How dare you call yourself a wrong turn movie? So that's my biggest beef. Mike P. Nelson, the director. They made one comment at the end. It shows, you know, she's back in society and her dad's out on a job site. She like brings him some blueprints or whatever. And she goes, hey, you know, I love you so much, Dad. You're a great person. Make sure you come back to the house later tonight. The boys want to watch a movie, and the boys are like her brothers. And he's like, oh, yeah, what do they want to watch? The only reference they make to the original Wrong Turn was, they just want to watch a movie about these inbred cannibals. And he goes, another one of those movies? Ha ha. Oh, what a slap in the face to the series. Slap in the face to the fucking franchise of what the Wrong Turn movies were all about. And that's how you play us. That's how you play us. Movie's not over yet. Now, she goes back to the house. Sure shit. Who's sitting at the table saying, this is a friend of your father's. He said if he was ever in town, he should stop by and look him up. So he did. Of course, you look, guess who it is? Old fucking King Congo him fucking self. Her ex-husband or the leader of the community. Sitting at the table. She acts shocked, right? She's like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Doesn't say a word, though. She's carrying in some groceries, and she's just staring at him like, oh, God. She's like, yeah, him and his daughter just moved in, and it was the little girl that ran away from her when she first saw her in the town, and, when she was at the community, she was like a mother figure to her. They just moved in next door. I don't know. It was something like that, or they're moving to the neighborhood, and yeah. So you see her, and she's pregnant now. So he's like, oh yeah, by the way, like congratulations on the pregnancy. So you see that she has a baby bump, and you're like, oh fuck, all right, well that's the dude's kid, obviously. She's like, oh, can you excuse me for a second? Goes to the bathroom, throws up. Comes back, and she like goes through a drawer and finds knives. She has them in the back of her pants. And she comes out and she goes, what the fuck you doing in my house? Now she's confronting him. And her mom is just like thrown off, like, hey, you don't speak to guests like that. And she's like, you got to get the fuck out of my house. And he's like, well, not until you and my little baby come back home. So all of a sudden the mom like looks at him. He's like, yeah, that's right, Grandma. And then like he like stabs her in the chest, slits both the throats of her brothers. She jumps at him. He like throws her off. And then as he's stabbing other people, she like stabs him in the back of the head. And you're like, oh fuck. All right, that was a pretty cool scene. Turns out it's not what happened. That was just an image in her head of her doing that. And it just goes right back to her sitting there staring at him. And she goes, oh, Mom, can you and the boys leave and excuse me and let me speak to so-and-so? Oh, yeah, no problem. She leaves, and she goes, you need to leave my family out of this. I will do whatever you want. Just do not ever come back here and do not harm my family. I want you to come back to the community. I will go back to the community with you. So it shows her in slow motion, him, the little girl, walking to this RV that they have parked outside. They get in it. All of a sudden, you start seeing like credits come up, and you're like, fucking really? This is how this is going to end? Then you see the RV kind of go out of control. One guy drops out. She's stabbing him repeatedly. The driver, which I'm assuming was the leader, runs out. She chases him down, jumps on his back, stabs him repeatedly, killing him. That's it. The little girl comes out of the RV. They hold hands. They walk towards the camera. And the credits roll. That was a brief, 20-minute explanation of the new Wrong Turn movie. I've never been so disappointed in my life. All right, that's a lie. I have. But for this, I'm just going to call it series. For this series, to call that movie Wrong Turn, it's bullshit. You had me at the trailer. I thought for sure we're going to be seeing these inbred cannibals again. I was excited. And you just flip the script. And then at the end of the movie, to make that comment of, what do they want to watch? Oh, no, another movie about inbred cannibals. Pfft, not another one of those movies. Fuck you, Mike. I'm sure you're a great guy. I'm sure you're a great person. But come on. Oh, that just had me irritated. And I had to get that off my chest. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not do like a movie review for another episode of Johnny G in the morning? Why not do a movie review? Oh, I was so bummed. So thank you guys so much for listening to my rant. We're going to call it right there. I know I haven't put a video up for a while, so we're going to throw that one down. If you guys had any other remakes that you saw that pissed you off, let me know. I would love to sit and watch them. I would love to compare them to the original. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me. I'm going to try to throw out a couple of more, maybe some movie reviews. I know I have another one coming up. I did one on Stephen Avery, that whole court case. I have another one that I am thinking that I want to do. I just have to finish the series right now. I have like 1 or 2 episodes to go. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure, like I said, in the comments below, if there's another remake of a movie that disappointed you, let me know. I would love to watch it, and I would love to do another video like this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a great day, and see you in the next one, guys.